Alright guys, today is Monday, it is day one. As you can see, the iLab is not very lively at the moment, but very, very soon it is all going to be kicking off here. Over the next couple days, we're going to get set up, we're going to get everything ready. Overwatch League is finally here, and woo! It is currently Tuesday. That means that Overwatch League is here. We're getting set up. The teams are going to be coming in later today. You will see this turn into one of the places where either Dallas Fuel or Florida Mayhem will be actually competing in the tournament. So I am super, super excited for that, and I cannot wait to see what goes on. We got Alec here. Everyone else will slowly be coming in over the next few minutes and hours, and yeah. Let's go ahead and get started with what is officially day 2 of the Overwatch League.
Once the other UH Esports crew ended up arriving, we made our way over to the ITC building where we would build the other half of the Overwatch League gaming setups. This is also where all of the cases that house the monitors, cases, and other equipment that the Overwatch League needed were, so we had to move them over to the other building too.
This building here is where the Dallas Fuel are going to be operating out of, so they also need to set up a few things for production as well as the players. Back over there in the iLab is where Florida Mayhem will be operating out of, and later today is when we'll get that all set up. But ideally, we should be done with everything by the end of today, which is Tuesday.
But like I said, it's super simple, right?
And it was super simple indeed. Once the cases arrived in the setup areas, we quickly got to work on getting the setups, set up. I have said that word so many times, it doesn't even mean anything to me anymore. But yeah, those cases were super heavy, so props to everyone that helped roll those back and forth between the buildings. Once we got in though, the setups came to be very, very quickly.
Alright, so right now we're getting everything set up in the iLab, and this is where the Florida Mayhem are going to be operating out of. So this is going to be all the PCs set up for them, as well as a dugout for the players, place for the producers and their coaches, and this is awesome.
We're picking up some stuff and setting up right now, so pretty exhausted. It's only been 3 hours, but we're pushing through.
I know in the event that John can't.
Alright, so just finished on the iLab side. We're setting up here at the ITC building. Dallas Fuel's playing here, and so a little bit excited, but almost done. Almost 50% of the way there. I'll see you on the other side.
Welcome back. Hello. Getting my water bottle.
It was a lot of work to get all of these things done, and most importantly, getting the ITC building built and also getting the iLab built at the same time was a lot of work and a lot of going back and forth.
There's a lot going on right now, but mostly we're getting everything set up for the teams, and also we're getting some stuff filmed. So local news station's going to come out here, highlight some students doing their work, and well, we've got the wonderful, wonderful team here giving us some good PR with the university. Very excited to have all this happen.
Throughout all last week, I still think that Tuesday was the busiest day of the entire event. We had to go back and forth between the buildings so many different times. There was last-minute meetings everywhere. We had the press coming in, which took up a lot of stuff. We had to stress test the PCs, but Sky still found some time to officially welcome the Overwatch staff into Hawaii by giving them lays. Such an awesome time there, and everyone really did end up enjoying it. We had some downtime that day, and I think we used it correctly. The next step was actually stress testing the PCs, so a lot of our students actually got to play Overwatch on the official Overwatch League PCs. Kind of cool to see that happen, and just everybody got a little bit of time to themselves to just kind of decompress after building everything. But after completing all of those tasks, the UH students still found some time to hang out, chat, and relax with each other and also the Overwatch League staff. They were always super chill and ready to have a conversation about anything at any given time, and it was one of the best parts about this whole experience.
About to do some camera check. The team is not here yet, so we're gonna check them ourselves. Let's get ready to get this antique on the roadshow. So we're currently waiting for the teams to come on in, but right now we need to do a camera check. So all of the cameras that we've set up here, they're all connected to a network for POV cams and player cameras and all that kind of stuff. So once we can kind of just get all that checked and tested and make sure that we know which cameras go to which box, then good to go.
A week before the Overwatch League's arrival, we were supposed to have a workshop with that man right there, Adam Mears, the Senior Manager of Competition Operations for the Overwatch League. Unfortunately, we never actually found time to do that, but Adam made sure to make up for it by having a series of tiny workshops with all of the students at pretty much every given opportunity. Whenever a chance would arise, he would sit down and everyone would gather in a circle and listen to his wisdom. It was honestly really awesome to have him impart all of that onto us and just tell us everything from little quirks that would happen to mistakes that happened in the show to things about his life and the things that he's learned. For a lot of the UH Esports students, this was their first time getting a one-on-one with someone in the esports industry, and to have it be someone like him that was extremely personable and extremely open to sharing everything, it was too good to be true, honestly.
Alrighty, so this is where Dallas Fuel are going to be. They're going to be here in about 30 minutes. I really hope that they like the space. They like what we've done for them. We know it's not as big as the Florida Mayhems, but I honestly am I'm stoked that they're gonna get to come here soon, start practicing, and just get underway with you know, being the absolute beasts that they are. So I'm gonna go ahead and get things finished up before they get here and film their arrival. Alrighty, so this is the production dugout that we have just finished up setting up, and by we I mean them. I didn't do anything.
Okay, so yeah, in this room, this is the dugout that the teams use. This will be for the Dallas Fuel. So what they do in here is they'll have the coaches will be here. They'll be able to watch the matches, you know, live on YouTube on the big screen that we've got set up over there. And that way they can they can talk back to the players via like timeouts and in between games or whatever of the match. Whenever they're allowed to talk to the players, they can do that from here, even though they're in like a different room upstairs. What's also will be in here is they'll have like any subs that they're going to have for the players. They can't be where the actual game is going on, so they'll be in here. We have extra computers set up that they can practice on or whatever they want to do to make sure that they're warmed up in case they got to go into the game. So that's essentially what they do in here.
Okay, so we are essentially day 2 of the Overwatch League in Hawaii. We had a full day today, beginning on with basically some testing of the POV cameras. Students were able to sort of work and see how OWL does these type of testing. After that, we had a nice discussion with Adam Mears. Originally, we were supposed to have a workshop with him on Wednesday, today, but we decided to actually just have him go through a lot of the topics that I think the students wanted to know. You know, what are sort of the background events and scenes that Adam has to go through with his own, life and his own work as well as a comp ops operator for the league itself. So we had a nice, good hour and a half discussion. We had about 10 students at the ITC building. And it was just sort of a free-flow discussion about all the different ways that he prepares the professional teams for competitions. And again, that main thing for Adam is getting the students at UH Manoa exposure to the industry overall, but to also the tournament side of things. After that, we had Florida come in and come into the iLab, start to practice immediately. After that, we had Jade Kim. So Jade Kim is the team manager of Florida Mayhem, and she started to talk with our students at UH Manoa about her own sort of interesting background as beginning within the OWL ecosystem as a fan. Simply, she just loved the league itself and started to create content as a fan. That grew into opportunities where she started to translate a lot of what the Korean players were saying on Twitter and doing that translation work on Reddit and also on Discord. That led to her getting opportunities to be sort of picked up to do general management work. So, again, the students being offered these insights that you would never really get unless you had sort of these personal connections with these individuals. And finally, we welcomed Dallas Fuel to Hawaii, and they are going to be going into the ITC building, and they are there actually present right now. going through practices, and the Owl League itself will be here until roughly around midnight to make sure that the Dallas Fuel have enough hours to practice as Florida has. So Wednesday, huge, packed with full events, and tomorrow we look forward for another exciting day of our students being able to interact with Overwatch. Thank you guys.
It is now Thursday. That means it's game day. This is for the students here at UH to actually be able to chill out during the match, since we're not actually able to be in the player areas during the game. We're watching a rerun right now. The game is starting pretty soon, a couple hours. But for now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get everything as set up as we can for when the teams are here in the ITC building and the iLab. The iLab is mostly set up. We just have a little bit more that we got to do over in the ITC building, but it's coming together. And now it is just a matter of getting the teams in, getting the teams to play. And in all honesty, I think it's going to keep going this smooth throughout the entire event.
And with that, the Dallas Fuel arrived, and they received a very warm welcome from all of our staff and students. And the biggest thing was that they just had to get set up and get going, because in just a few hours they would have their match. And it was a pretty big day for not only them, but also for all of us. We had to make sure that every single bit of work that we'd been putting in over the last few days would actually pay off. And the biggest thing was, that the players were comfortable and that the rooms were good. And honestly, after a little bit, the games went underway and everything went really smoothly. We gathered all the students into this room for a watch party, and we had a super fun time just having food and drink and hanging out and relaxing after days of hard work.
Slightly now, the hole's almost connected onto it, but right now Florida are just trying to get in position to set up.
Alrighty, so today our wonderful staff here at UH Esports are putting on a little bit of a postcard creation station to make sure that we're sending home the players with a little bit something special. So awesome to see everyone pitch in to make sure that everyone's having a good time here. Absolutely love it.
The postcards were being made, but there were still final touches to be put onto the stations, both in the iLab and the ITC building. I had to make sure that they were all ready for the game day, because today was the day one of these teams would be going home. So because of that, we had to make sure that everything was in perfect playing order, but Adam was right there with us to make sure we were doing everything right. After making sure everything was in order, we set up a little bit of a gift basket to give to all of the players. This one was for Florida Mayhem, and don't worry, the Dallas Fuel got the exact same treatment with local confectionery and also a ukulele for them to sign for us. Both the Dallas Fuel and the Florida Mayhem were absolutely amazing to be around. It was such a cool experience for our players to actually get to meet and greet the pros. The teams were extremely thankful for our gifts, and honestly, even from the get-go, the teams were almost more excited to come to Hawaii than they were to come to the Bay Melee, which is just amazing. The day was now Saturday, and the OWL staff procured some pizza for the UH Esports students. And since the Florida Mayhem did end up getting eliminated on Friday night, Saturday morning the iLab was taken down, as you can see. And now we just had to await the Dallas Fuel versus Shanghai Dragons match. It was all good vibes, as our jobs turned into just being able to sit down, relax, and enjoy the Overwatch League, but there were some high stakes. We all wanted the Dallas Fuel to win so that we could give them a nice little surprise.
They got it.
That's it.
They did it.
Good job, guys. Yeah.
The Dallas Fuel won, and to celebrate, Adam and John actually gave them lays on screen, which was just such an amazing way to celebrate not only their win, but also the fact that they won here in Hawaii. Such an incredible experience, and honestly, an amazing moment for both the Overwatch League and the University of Hawaii. Something like this was completely unprecedented, and not a single one of us could have imagined that this is how our year would end. There was still work to do here, so as you can see, all the students were ready to tear down the ITC building and make sure that we were all packed up and ready to go. The Dallas Fuel had a final press conference in our building before coming outside to a beautiful rainbow to celebrate.
That's so cute.
The entire experience of having the Overwatch League here in Hawaii at our university in our esports program was phenomenal. Not only was it a great experience for our players, a proper introduction to the esports scene to many of us in the program, but it was also just so much fun. Since the start of the pandemic, all of us had been missing in-person gaming events, so the fact that this was able to happen at all was such a breath of fresh air. I'm so thankful that the Overwatch League was able to give us this opportunity, and I'm also excited for the next ones to come. The June Joust is just 3 weeks away, and there is just so much more in store for the next events, especially as COVID restrictions get a little bit easier and everyone gets a little bit more familiar with what to do. I think that this is going to be an amazing summer for UH Esports.